What's going on in Baytown? We're going to take a look. I'm Charles Blaine, and this is Texas Tomorrow. So Baytown is a town I haven't talked much about on Texas Tomorrow, but the purpose of this show is to show you that things that are going on in another town could be happening in your town as well. And any town, actually, for that matter, in the state of Texas. So today we're going to go to Baytown. Project Vector is what's happening in Baytown. Now, if the name sounds vague, the information being provided is even more so. The Baytown Sun reported on a presentation from the Harris County Sports Convention Corporation on this project. This is the entity that oversees our big sports stadiums across Harris County. And in this presentation, the head of the corporation said that this project between Baytown and the HCSCC means they have entered into a local agreement to advance our collaborative efforts and demonstrate our commitment to the Baytown residents to improve and enhance the quality of life. Don't really know what that means. I guess it's going to improve the quality of life. I don't know how, though. But neither did the Baytown Sun, really, because what they wrote was equally as interesting. The project involves building some sort of sports-like facility somewhere in Baytown. And BaytownInfo.com notes that the city has provided very limited information themselves. They haven't held any town halls. They haven't sought public input, gauged interest. They haven't had a meeting with a public committee. Yet this is all going to cost $75 million. Equally as weird as the cost and the secrecy surrounding it is how they got the money. So ExxonMobil is not technically in the city of Baytown, but it's close enough that the city would have the opportunity to annex it if they wanted to. So they struck an agreement where Exxon pays $75 million essentially for its freedom. Kind of like the Woodlands agreement with Houston that Houston won't annex it for 50 years, except the Woodlands doesn't have to pay. Anyway, so Exxon essentially paid $75 million to avoid what is an estimated $717 million in what would be taxes, and tied that into a restriction that limited the use of the money to a multi-purpose event center or another building that the two of them agreed on. Now, the city tied this into it, but why? Why would the city say we're restricting our use of $75 million? That's the $75 million question. And they would do that in exchange for foregoing roughly $700 million of taxes. It makes no sense. It doesn't make any sense to me. And do they even need a stadium? And now, why is Baytown planning to go to voters for a general obligation bond in November when they have $75 million sitting in the bank that they chose to limit their own use of? None of it makes any sense, but that's local government for you. Thanks for tuning in to this week's episode of Texas Tomorrow. Please like, share, comment, and let us know what's going on in your neighborhood. We'd love to talk about it.